Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shadow and Sun, and today I'm painting.
Hi folks, tonight I'm going to show you a quick tip on how you can turn some junk, mostly lids and caps from various products, into a semi-cool sci-fi tower, turbine,
Thing.
engine part, use your imagination, you get the rough idea. Tonight the little guy is going to be dry brushing this up using some Leadbelcher found in one of my boxes, forgot I had, and some, I believe it's Craftsmart. Is that Craftsmart?
It's folk art.
Folk art, okay. A nice, turn it around, let them see. And you're all very familiar with Leadbelcher, I assume.
Citadel pants.
And he's going to be using makeup brushes, like we discussed in the last video, using the cool paper and paint saving techniques I showed you guys. And while he's painting this little guy
I'm not
up,
going to use successfully, but
you know how to do it.
I've done it before.
You did a great job last time.
What?
You did on the things you were painting. You did a great job. And I'm going to be using some good old-fashioned Gorrilla super glue, not the gel. The gel takes a little longer to dry, so I'm going to go with just regular super glue. We also have some cool little gribbly bits here. Don't ask me what they're from. I have no idea. It's always a good idea to have yourself a good bits box, otherwise known as a box of junk to most folks. Get some super glue on here. You really don't need a lot, but I don't want this falling apart. I've had these fall off a gaming table and shatter in a million pieces, so I've learned my lesson that way, the hard way. When I'm done assembling this, I will spray these with whatever spray paint I have, probably the same Krylon paint and primer that I use for a lot of things like scenery, just because it's going to get handled a lot and you don't want the paint chipping off in case it does drop off the table. I want to center this one. This orange juice cap you might recognize at the bottom is actually a really, really cool looking piece in my opinion. Got a little super glue on my hand, which is pretty much par for the course here. Again, try to center these. They won't look real good if they're really off center. Okay, there we have, that's the first one. Going to do more or less the same thing on this one with a couple of small differences. Looks like it's a little off there. I would say this isn't rocket science, but it technically could be.
What I want.
Dad jokes. Thought you'd be used to it by now.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what that was.
Oh, I did that wrong. I'm going to have super glue all over. Let me borrow one of these. I want the super glue there. I actually want it. Let's put that over there off to the side. Oop. While I let these dry for a moment, I wanted to give a special thanks and shout out to an eBay seller by the name of Hoofter. I believe you're also a subscriber. You sent me a really cool package today. A double set of the sci-fi stretch goals, which I want to thank you again for. I got a great deal on this. And so thanks again. If you want to give me a shout out in the comment section, that would be really cool. Now let's go back to the first one and pop on a couple of these gribbly bits. That's looking good.
Cool.
So I want that down like that. And hopefully this will stay nice and straight. Let's see if we can get that right in there. Okay, it's sticking more to my hand. Okay, how's that look? And then we'll use the smaller one here. Get that out of the way. Again, I don't know what these are, but you gotta admit, that's kind of a cool little gribbly. I might add some piping to connect here and here, and then down into the ground, but I couldn't really decide whether I want to use wire or maybe some bendy straws or something like that. I guess it doesn't matter. Put that right there on the side. Let's see if we can line that up with one of the indentations there. There we go. That looks good. And I believe we can go on to this one. Again, another really cool part. I'm going to use this to cover up the writing on the top of the cap because that never looks good. Yes, we'll do the same sort of. How's that Leadbelcher working out for you?
It's good. I mean, it seems similar to the craft paint, but there's definitely a difference.
Thinner?
Thinner? I'm not quite sure. I mean, it shows up a lot more.
We actually spent more time going through our junk box today than it'll actually take us to actually build this. But I cannot stress enough on how a good bits box will come in handy over the years. I've got items I've been waiting to use for 10 years, and now I'm finally getting a chance to put them to good use. I think I'm going to try to hide that little gap with this piece. I didn't notice that beforehand. I could have cut that off, but I didn't bring any clippers with me. When I'm done with these tonight, I will go out and throw a nice coat of primer on them tomorrow, and then you get to see the finished products in one of our later videos. But there you have that, two nice little pieces of scattered terrain or objective markers or objectives, nice places to hide behind. You can use these for all kinds of games, from Necromunda, 40K, role-playing games. I think I hid that well enough. If not, I can go over with something else, add some other, maybe put a top or some sort of piece of cardboard or plastic card over here so you don't see down in there. It's looking good, buddy. You having fun there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do things.
Yeah. This is actually the first piece of terrain he's actually painted. I think he's doing pretty good.
Not completely finished, but it works for now.
All right. We are going to add a strip of some bright color right here. We haven't decided what color yet. Let us know what you think. And just to show it off how it might look in a piece of our favorite Dungeon and Lasers terrain. We built a little room to show it off, give you guys an idea how it might look. We were also thinking of making some to go sideways, like a giant Hydron collector or an engine or...
Which is what they're kind of... Still don't think that the pieces that we currently have would work for a sideways one.
Yeah, we'd have to make some sort of rack to set it in.
Those ones would work a lot better for a sideways one.
Yeah, there's also a little gap in between here. And we were talking about maybe using one of the new sci-fi bridges and build a bridge over it so workers can walk over it and maintain it and that sort of thing. But I used to make these a lot for when I was playing Necromunda, and I had like half a dozen of these. Could use them to support catwalks, to be part of the, ambient terrain. But either way, I think it came out pretty good. So that'll be it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this little edition. Hope you make a ton of these and send me some pictures of your creations. We'll be back Sunday where the little guy's gonna continue working on Bulbo, and then we'll have some new stuff for you next week. Till then, have a great weekend.
Yes.
He's tired. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Sunday. Say bye.
Goodbye.